Hey everyone, it's Logan, and again we're continuing the Q&A with the Thrills United regional reps, and this first question has to do with epic sleepovers. And if you've seen some of the travel vlogs, you probably know that we've done so many trips where we just go to a lot of parks and crash at someone's house, and we just have amazing experiences. We laugh all day, and it's just an amazing time. And unfortunately, some of these reps have not been on a trip with us. Some of them, like internationally, I haven't even met yet. But some of these sleepover experiences have been extremely incredible, and unfortunately, the funniest moments did not make it to the video. It's not like we have like a camera crew following us around like a reality show. We just pull out our cameras and record whenever we want. And like the funniest moments, you oftentimes don't expect it, and they're just experiences you'll never forget. So the first question is, what's the funniest moment from a sleepover that did not make it to a video?
The best moment from a sleepover with me and some other reps was when me, Dane, Sean, and Logan were at Sean's house, and we got out Sean's giant inflatable bear costume and ran around in it. It was so fun.
Yes. I feel so bad for this man.
Bang each other like into each other. It's like this is like when you're the bush in Fortnite and it just like glides along the way.
My favorite moment at a sleepover with regional reps was probably when it was the New Year's extravaganza, the most recent one, and we were just like watching YouTube and we were just watching memes and stuff. It was really fun. We were laughing all night.
Why that was?
Because we were laughing all night.
During the extravaganza, something that was really funny but didn't make it to the vlog was when we were throwing apples down this little chute in the wall and people in the basement were catching them, and we were just like so sleep deprived, and it was really funny to us for no reason.
I don't know if this counts because it wasn't Thrills United yet, but the first trip that we ever did, the Virginia trip, we weren't really used to it yet, all traveling as a group of friends, and so a lot of things that were funny didn't make it onto camera because besides when we were in the car, we weren't filming all the time like we are now. We aren't ready for things to happen. One of the funniest, like the most fun times on that whole trip was when we were down in the little hotel like shop where you can buy food and stuff, and Callie had brought like Velveeta mac and cheese, liquid gold. Oh, it won't be as funny when I tell it, I know. But Logan didn't want one, and it was a 4-pack, so we're like, okay, we'll just make 3 of them. And so we made 3 of them, and then one for me, Zach, and Callie, and then me and Zach were eating ours, and Callie couldn't find hers. And so she looked in the garbage can. She was like, someone threw away my liquid gold. And Logan thought that we had made 4 of them and he just didn't want his, so he threw Callie's liquid gold away. If you were like, it was so funny in the moment, like thinking back, it was just so funny. And there's a lot of things in the hotel rooms and like in the parks that were super funny on the Virginia trip that unfortunately we didn't get on camera. It would have been amazing to have the memory, but the only Thrills United trip I've been in was the New Year's Eve trip, and there's also there was a ton of fun stuff that happened there. I think we got more of it on camera though.
Well, I have a lot of great memories from all the sleepovers I've had, but one of my favorites would be during the Wii trip, and all of us were sleeping on the floor even though I totally had the option to sleep on the mattress, and Logan and I stayed up really late and we watched game theory videos on my phone, and that was fun. And also during the New Year's extravaganza, we stayed up late and we tried to film a horror movie, but that didn't go very well. So yeah, those would be some of my favorite memories from that.
My personal favorite sleepover moment was probably during the New Year's extravaganza, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a time between Christmas and New Year's where I just get a ton of my friends from across the country and we all come over to my house and we all just do a ton of fun stuff, and it's just a blast. And the day right before we went to Perfect North Slopes to go snow tubing, we were staying up until like 5 a.m. I believe it was me, Maddie, Matthew, and Zach and Billy who were just chilling in my living room. We were just laughing. We were singing random songs in a Snapchat group chat. We were FaceTiming the most random people who we haven't talked to in like years. And we were just having like the best time of our lives, messing around with the people downstairs. And then eventually we got so loud that my dad actually came downstairs, and then everyone else was like panicking, like, shh, go to sleep, like a ton of first graders. And then like I kind of tried to do it, but like I could tell like he's gonna tell we're awake. I'm not even gonna try. And then when he turned on the light and looked at us, I was just like, good morning, Dad. And everyone just gave up and started laughing. My dad was just like, go to sleep, guys. It was just so funny. And then we have another experience from the Wii trip that was filmed but got cut from the actual vlog. And this clip was recorded on the Wii trip, which if you don't know what that was, it was a trip that me and some of my friends went on back in June of last year. And we stood for Wisconsin, Indiana, and Illinois, even though we did go to Cedar Point and Kings Island in Ohio. But Callie came up with that name, and honestly, Ohio's irrelevant. So that's what we means. And for a few nights, we stayed at Tyler's house in Chicago. And one night, we all woke up on the floor, and my dad started filming us for basically no reason, just to wake us up. And then we all just randomly started talking about the dreams we had that night. And it was so funny that we had to cut it because it was just too long to put in the actual video. But it was just so random and funny, and I loved it. Check it out.
All right, guys, what dreams did you have last night as you slept on the floor?
I didn't dream at all. I don't dream.
You don't
dream for losers.
You don't dream. That's the saddest thing I ever heard. That explains why you're such a weirdo. Logan, what was your dream?
I met up with Maddie and Jake at Magic Mountain, and they were wearing headsets the whole day.
What else?
They tried to FaceTime to meet up with them, but they were literally right next to each other in line.
What kind of headsets?
Gamer headsets.
Itai, what kind of dreams did you have last night?
Good morning. I had dreams about riding coasters.
Riding coasters?
I had a dream about riding Hades, and I really hated it.
I think that's more of a prophecy than a dream.
That's a possibility.
No,
Callie, what did you dream about?
all of the above.
You dreamed about Itai riding roller coasters?
Okay.
Billy, you're the weirdest dreamer of all. What were you thinking about last night?
Toes. Where did he get? How'd you get all the way over there?
Billy's a toe enthusiast.
So, I had a dream where instead of people, it was blankets. And all of you went to go to the mall. We all went to the mall. And everything was blankets. And I had a blanket sandwich, and it was so good. Best sandwich of my life.
Everything. How'd you get? No. He got from there. Me and Logan were looking at Billy last night. He was from there to there. We were like, no, he was like moving around last night. And he was like moving there. He was like, just freaking. And then he went back to sleep. And then then we see him all the way over there.
You dove off the couch?
No. Okay, so So me and Logan were like watching something, and Billy was just like, he got up and he was just like, and he went back to sleep. And
I remember what I dreamed about.
And then he just like, and then
what is it?
Came right there. And he
Say it.
I remember my dream. I did dream.
Hurry up.
I did. Okay. So I was in my Spanish class, and then I was like trying to talk and wait. And then I went to this like this place, and then I was prom dress shopping with my sister, and I was like, Emily, like, no, that's not a good dress, and she was like, but I want it, and I was like, no, and we were at Target, and then I was like, I'm gonna go look at bathing suits, but then I was like, well, I don't want bathing suits, and then I left, and then we walked past this place, and it was like Chanel's birthday party, but we were like not invited.
Is
So we're
Chanel a
walking
real
down the
friend?
sidewalk and wearing these fancy dresses for no reason. I don't know why. And these people were like, "Why are you not going to this party?" And we're like, "Because we're not invited." And then like it was so awkward. And then we walked by this thing and they were selling rings on the sidewalk, like fancy diamond rings. And I was like,
Stories.
and then I got pink stuff all over my feet.
And I remember a part of the dream. There was a part we were like walking around Goliath or something, and there was a part of the track you could walk over. So I did, and everyone screamed at me.
Oh, I have another part.
These dreams all have deep meaning.
Exactly. I don't know if
If you have pink stuff on your feet,
really
you need to go to the doctor.
I remember
And don't buy a prom dress at Target.
I feel like half of
Wait, I
these
didn't
dreams
hear
are
this
just
made
made
up
up
on the spot.
I think Billy makes up his dreams.
So my dreams are opposite from reality. Like
Billy.
sometimes, like
Hello.
my dreams, like
Billy.
they literally like kind of contradict reality. Like they like. It's like something that doesn't exist.
And then there are these cheerleaders. I remember that. And then there's this adult woman, and then she was like, "No, let me show you how it's done." And she like tossed this girl up in the air, and she like did all these flips, and she fell back in, and everyone was cheering. And then I was like,
Where was this?
it was in a gym, a gymnasium.
How did you get to a gymnasium all of a sudden?
I don't know.
You were just at a mall and just zoom. You're at a gym. Exactly.
And 2019 was an awesome year for me and my friends. And as everyone and their mom knows, 2020 has probably been like one of the craziest years in the past 100 years. But what has been your favorite moment in 2020 so far?
My favorite 2020 moment so far was when I did the Florida trip with Sean and Michael, and we hit up 4 different parks.
My favorite moment of 2020, well, I guess this is really not a moment, but the Florida trip I did with Dane and Michael.
Refreshing the air. That feeling of just falling down is the best. That feeling just like falling down from the top is the best feeling. Beep, boop.
So my favorite part about 2020 so far, I mean, obviously it's Corona right now, so we haven't done much, but it's probably that I got to start it with some of my closest friends, and that I got a piece of a firework in my eye. It's pretty awesome. Watching it out for a whole hour.
Everyone waiting for you.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Right now we're in first aid at Kings Island. Billy got something in his eye like one song into the big celebration, and it's like been 30 minutes, and it's
So we're all here like he's delivering a baby. We're in the waiting room. The first medical emergency of 2020. Billy, give us an update. How's your eyeball?
It's feeling better. It's still a little irritated, but it's better.
Let's get a close up.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's hot. My favorite moment of 2020 so far is going to Six Flags Magic Mountain when it was completely empty.
My favorite moment of 2020 so far was going to Japan and having a really nice trip.
My favorite moment in 2020 so far was definitely my trip to Sweden in February. It was so much fun. Stockholm's such an amazing city, and yeah, I had a great time. I was there for like 10 days, and yeah, it was just amazing.
My favorite 2020 moment was the media day for Crazy Sanity here at Six Flags Mexico.
Well, I haven't had a lot of coaster amusement park experiences in 2020. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay for the whole New Year's trip, so that wasn't in 2020. But I would say definitely my Disney World marching band trip, because that was just so fun. Me and all my friends at Disney World, it's just like the best idea ever. And so that was right in the beginning of 2020, and so it definitely made me start my 2020 out right, and it's probably one of the only good things that has happened in 2020 so far.
Personally, it was my trip to the Bahamas, because I haven't really done much else this year.
One of my favorite moments from this year so far was when I was at Knott's Berry Farm with one of my best friends, and they had a silent disco. So we got to wear headphones and listen to music and dance, and it was just so bizarre and so much fun, and I was so tired and my feet hurt from dancing, but I just couldn't stop, and we ended up not riding any coasters, and we just danced for a really long time.
My favorite moment of 2020 so far was probably on New Year's when we were just up till 5 a.m. doing random stuff, and it was a lot of fun.
My favorite moment of 2020 so far is easily going to have to be the opening day of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios. I've been waiting for that ride to open for like 2.5 years, and to finally get to do it was so cool. And to go opening day, seeing all these popular YouTubers that are Florida based obviously, and just to feel the atmosphere of an opening day at Disney was just so fun, and I'm so glad I got to experience that. And I really do love this ride, and I got to ride it 5 more times that same week, so I really enjoyed that ride.
I actually helped put on a concert between the 2 high schools in my town, and that was a really rewarding experience for me.
My favorite moment in 2020 so far was definitely my spring break. And my spring break is actually pretty early. It was like right in the middle of March. And we were originally planning to go down to Georgia to meet up with Billy and Dane and Chappie and their family. And this was like right when schools and businesses were starting to close. So, and like we were still allowed to go, but because there was so many people from so many places and COVID-19 started showing up, we just decided not to take the risk. And a lot of you probably know that my girlfriend is Sophia, who you've probably seen in a lot of Thrills United and Coaster Kids videos. She is absolutely amazing. I love her. I love spending time with her. But unfortunately, she lives in Toledo, which is 3.5 hours away from my house. But her school ended right when my spring break started, and her school obviously closed due to COVID. And I invited her to stay over at my house for just a little bit, but she ended up spending the whole week at my house, and we were just laughing our heads off the whole time. We were watching a ton of YouTube videos, a lot of Netflix, a lot of crazy stupid games, and we couldn't really go anywhere because the businesses were closed. But it was honestly better that we could just spend the whole time here, and that was definitely the best week of my life. And I know this has been probably the worst year of a lot of people's lives, and there's been a rough patches in this year for me too, but because of Sophia, this has been the absolute best year of my life, and I can't wait for what the rest of this year has to offer, because it's only going to get better from here. So that's it. Hopefully you found a lot of these answers interesting. Stay tuned for the rest of the Q&A answers. If you want to see the previous videos, they're in a playlist. You can watch them all if you want. Hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Stay home, stay safe. We'll see you guys later.